Welcome back. We're going to talk for a couple of minutes about levels and how you can find resources for your target language. In this lesson, we are going to talk about some very general resources for novice learners, intermediate learners, and advanced learners. Novice. You want to really focus on understanding, just like Krashen said, people learn languages by understanding messages. You are starting with nothing, learning words and phrases, and ending where you can create your own phrases. Some great programs are the Foreign Service Institute programs, which are freely available in the public domain online. Just Google them. Pimsleur, I mention it over and over again because it is a great resource for novice into the intermediate level. Many libraries have them. Audible has it. You can listen in your car, listen in your commute. Apps, I love Duolingo. I call italki an app, but really you're using Skype, Google Hangouts, or FaceTime to connect with native speakers of whatever your target language is. I absolutely love Yabla. They do a great job of delivering comprehensible input, language you understand. Their player is patented, there's games, and there's interesting content. Task journals. You can use Google Sheets to create your own task journals, the vocabulary that you need for them. And another great resource is Quizlet, and sets are already made. A lot of teachers use them, particularly language teachers, but you can Google in Quizlet a set of vocabulary that you want to learn. For example, French restaurant vocabulary, and it will come up and you have a whole set of vocabulary to study. There's all these different games, and they have a very robust free version. TV and audio. I love Netflix for all levels of language learning. You can get a Chrome extension called Language Learning for Netflix. You may have to watch programs over and over again to really get something out of it, but I don't see the harm in that. You'll dig deeper every time. One thing I love to do when I'm at the upper novice level of languages is use Netflix to rewatch some of my favorites dubbed in the target language, as well as closed caption. I can hear and read what they're saying, and I already know what's going on in the story, and I pick up a lot of language that way. Earworms is a very fun, catchy, musical program to learn some basic language, and I absolutely love it. And recording for fluency. As uncomfortable as you're going to probably be when you are a novice speaker, please start recording early for fluency. At the beginning, you may need to read off of dialogues or read out of your phrase book, or lock yourself in a room so no one else hears you. But it will really help you get over any shyness that you might have, as well as serve as a great documentation of your progress. When you are an intermediate or B level, you are creating with language. If you're just struggling to say words and phrases, you're on the novice level, and then when you can start making sentences, you've gotten here. You're intermediate now. And as you move from the last level we talked about to this level, you're going to feel yourself starting to be able to create. And many of those same activities that you did in the novice level, where you're just learning words and phrases, can also be done through the intermediate level. And keep your focus on what you're able to create with language to gauge where you are. However, remember that language plus one. You're going to want to really invest twice as much time in your input as your output. So again, think about reading, watching online, really consuming a lot of content in your target language, reading news, reading blogs. And remember, while the materials are the same, or a lot of the programs can serve the same purposes, remember what you need to learn from needs to be a little bit longer than what you can do, and what you produce needs to be a little bit longer. So Again, you're recording yourself is a great documentation. And I also love to add journaling in here. Do this really regularly. Set a timer and write. Use your workbook for that. And as you have moved from the intermediate level to the advanced level, you will have seen yourself progress quite a bit. And as you move into the advanced level, the paragraphs are going to become easier to create and they're going to be more polished. And moving through the advanced level up over into superior, those paragraphs are going to become connected and extended and very accurate. And some advanced resources, news stories, movies, conversation, podcasts, television, Netflix, blogs, websites, YouTube, novels, immersion activities, so learning things in another language, tutorials on YouTube, journaling, travel. I've provided a link. If you're watching this before summer 2020, you'll have access to the resource guide, which will be regularly published online. The purpose of that is to be able to add resources or take away resources, maybe apps that are stop running. We will have a site completely dedicated to these dynamic resources organized by language in summer 2020. So again, I'm going to link down to the blog so that you can get specific links and resources.